I think we all know that implementing systems within life science requires a lot of different things, but specifically it requires that we have standard software platforms that have been tested and developed in a good way, and basically that supports that we can validate and get the right functionality into life science companies. And now, as I said before, we've been working since 2009 in Epista with ERP specifically. And to me, it seems like Microsoft is becoming more and more successful in this industry. And was just wondering, Microsoft and pharma, how does that look, and what are the focus areas that you're looking into right now in Microsoft?
Yeah, thank you, Klaus. And I being the only one that you didn't disclose the age of, then won't say how many years I've been working with life sciences. I would say that my name is Jesper, and I'm the global GXP lead in Microsoft, as well as an industry advisor. I've been supporting the life science industry for plus 20 years, and 10 of those plus only with cloud-based systems in the span of regulatory compliance challenges with the industry and using cloud-based tools. So my job is to work with the customers and partners and understand the challenges through different channels. One of them is an advisory board where which I host multiple quality leads from our pharma clients, investigating blockers, challenges, and how we can then overcome them as an industry. In Microsoft, we have a mission statement to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. That acts as a North Star in everything we do, and I'll get into some of those elements of enablement and how we see that and how we show up with our clients and our partners at our clients. So in these times of uncertainty in the world and organizations are trying to do more with less, that means speed, more productivity, and more time to focus on what really matters. That's exactly the theme of today's webinar, I believe, to focus on what matters and to speed up and unlock the value of any data source, open platform, data estate, movement thinkings, and then seamlessly connect to your on-premise cloud-based third-party sources, using Microsoft Cloud to apply the industry, leading intelligence, unlocking, the insights, and protecting and govern your data across that entire stack. That is the enablement and the empowerment. When we then zoom into one of the industries today, the pharma life science, then yes, we've established an industry strategy that is about collaboration, strategic partnerships across the entire value chain. In our mission to empower the life science organization to achieve more across the value chain, Microsoft is becoming the trusted platform in research development, in commercial, in production, lab, as well as in other pharma life science related industry as payers, providers, medtech, and retail health. That means that we bring, accelerated scale to Microsoft that empowers innovation, especially many parts are similar across the ecosystem. So we use our learnings in one industry applied in the other industry. And that's the power of having an ecosystem that goes abroad, the cloud tools that goes abroad, from Dynamics to M365 to Azure, based on the same compliance ecosystem, based on the same security principles, applying the security principles across, and then leveraging the tools to build up and get the insights. Microsoft has been supporting the industry in plus 35 years and have a wide set of capabilities and knowledge. We have industry teams that spans from both doctors, scientists, across industry-focused people in all geos. We have a number of research centers where Microsoft scientists are working together with partners and clients to come up with new modalities, new ways of thinking, and so forth.
So thank you for disclosing the experience there with 20 plus, which gives you, the same experience as Dominique and Henrik has together. So thanks for that, Jesper. And thank you also for a very broad perspective on Microsoft and the thinking of Microsoft as it is right now. If we kind of focus in on the life science sector, do you see any specific traction in any specific areas of the industry with regards to your solutions, etc.?
Yes, I would say that what I briefly touched upon before in this uncertainty, COVID, and now with the economic certainties and difficulties in the world right now, we see a high level of traction towards solutions that are focused on efficiency, productivity, and compliance in every part of the pharma value chain. We are partnering with our customers and partners, of course, to co-develop, co-innovate code. Like I said, in our research centers, the underlying hardcore drivers, like we are seeing in research and development, coming up with new modalities and more that supports the precision health initiatives, and taking a more longer horizon lens on it, which we're doing with customers like UCB, Novo Nordisk, and others on Science Engine, which has specific use cases in R&D, mainly, which is it's AI at massive scale to achieve more in the research and development. A number of clients have gone through DXP qualification of the underlying Azure infrastructure, which is also relevant for today's topic. The platform services such as Azure DevOps, the Power Platform, and Dynamics 365, like you are supporting and driving services upon, are now able to use those different platforms in a highly regulated areas also to achieve more. And multinational companies such as AstraZeneca, Takeda, Novo Nordisk have all been pioneering some of the usage of these technologies and qualification approaches, I would say, and validation approaches to drive more growth, to simplify shop floor operations, finance processes. As part of the mission, they have used both on-premise cloud-based platforms, augmented mixed reality solutions to design and improve processes in some of these in manufacturing facilities and in labs also. All while being GxP compliant. So switching from paper-based procedures is a large tractional area. This industry having a large amount of paper instructions are making it more involving for the actual shop floor and lab workers, which actually results in higher attrition or attraction, not higher attrition, higher attraction of staff. Staying on, giving more responsibility, being part of it, not just IT that transforms business processes, but actual workers that are involved in it, which speeds up time and heighten quality by automating, looking at automation, looking at process redefinition and process architectures. Imagine researchers across the globe work on discovery and research of data in data collaboratives and virtual augmented labs, leveraging confidential compute while securing IP. Today we are seeing the need to shifting data estates to cloud in order to leverage the vast amount of capabilities like analytics, machine learning, AI, ChatGPT. It's never been greater than now, and many customers are thinking twice about, for instance, the ERP renewals, which is coming up gradually, and is it still the right choice to stay on premise with the capabilities in cloud-based solutions? Now is perhaps the time to evaluate that choice, and the greater use cases of cross-platform capabilities, which I also touched upon, is where the benefits are seen now. Customers have moved part of state to Azure, seen some of the technical capabilities in there, and are now seeing the benefit reaping with Dynamics 365 using the same underlying compliance and security framework. and eventually that is shorter time to market.
Fantastic, and always good to hear a Microsoft person talk about vision and using their software. But I think equally for me as a quality person, interesting to hear a Microsoft person say compliance, validation, and GXP in the same sentence. And I think to me that also shows a movement from Microsoft on this subject. And now, being a pedantic quality guy like I am, I'm going to hold you a little bit onto that, Jesper, because looking into the subject of validation, compliance, and so on. I mean, from a Microsoft standpoint, looking at your customers, looking out in the partner landscape, looking around the total entire ecosystem, what would the recommendation from Microsoft be on stuff like compliance and validation and all that?
So it's really around partnerships. Microsoft is a partner-driven organization. It's about building assets to enable the organizations to both understand and leapfrog so that they don't need to do the same again and again. It's about shifting into a cloud-based approach, like we talked about, exploring the vast capabilities and possibilities. We need to make sure that we are still in control of the platform and changes that happen. We need to shift into a more agile approach when we need to think about that platform change and platform qualification. Start treating everything as code. Cloud is code. So use code principles, leveraging the broader suite of tools and capabilities. Not just think about the Dynamics 365 ERP system as the system of choice to be involved in a business process, but thinking of the changes that happen and the control of changes that happen and needs to happen, can leverage tools like Azure DevOps, Purview, data, AI, and analytics, the services of the other parts of Microsoft clouds like Azure to support the platform services. You can use Azure services to govern, monitor, and secure those while ensuring the policies enforcement from an industry perspective, as well as controlling the blueprints, always testing principles and storing the documentation in the platform with traceability and accountability and logging enabled. Documentation attached to code doesn't need to be, printed out and stored. It needs to be in a place where it's accountable, traceable, and secure and available. We need to make sure that we establish a high level of governance. So shifting into a platform always on approach, all evergreen approach needs a higher level of governance and standardization. And that's key. I know I speak and I talk to a lot of quality responsible leads in the pharmaceutical, and they all acknowledge the fact that standardization and automation and control drives actually a higher level of quality. So we need to step into that agile approach and going away from quality by design into more driving it as policy-driven automatic testing, enforcing approach, eventually driving lower costs, which automation have proven again and again. Like I said, Microsoft is a partner-driven organization, and partners like you, Epista and Cegik are working on exactly that, enabling our customers to achieve more, which was the end here through their work with Dynamics 365 and the compliance.
It's great, and again, great to hear that there is this compliance perspective also from Microsoft, and coming back to our 4 points of process: understanding, validation, maintaining the validated state, as well as accelerators. I think that looking at that process, understanding and knowing that Microsoft is serious about this, that you're looking into, Jesper, basically the tools that can support the compliance and being visionary about that, I think is a very good thing for the industry. So thank you very much for enriching your view on that for all of us.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me.